So these are interesting times. With the advent of COVID-19, the coronavirus, all the things that are going on in the world right now, what are people doing to keep their dojos open? In this video, I'll talk about what we're doing and how that's been working out for us. Hey, what's up? I'm Ken. This is kenfuTV, and every week I release videos on the martial arts, training, philosophy, technique, that kind of thing. And you're watching Ken Learns Kenfu. Ken Learns Kenfu is the part where I reflect on my training and the things that are going on as I continue to train, and kind of my thoughts and things that happen. So right now, what's been on my mind a lot is how do I keep my dojo running with COVID-19 putting everybody at home. So before we get started, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe if you like videos like this, and hit that bell to be notified of the different videos that come out. These videos, the Ken Learns Kenfu, comes out every Monday, but other videos get released more sporadically, so you'll want to have those notifications turned on. As always, if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button and share it with somebody you think this can help. There's a lot of dojos out there. There's different groups that I'm a part of trying to see what's going on and help where I can, but every little bit counts. So if this video helped you, or you can think of somebody that this could help, share it to them, send it over, and let's get our dojos going again. So I run a dojo in Casper, Wyoming, coincidentally called Casper Dojo. If you want to find out more, casperdojo.com, link in the description. But what we have is a smaller dojo, maybe 100 students or so, who train different arts. We have 7 different arts that we teach, different classes that we have going throughout the day, throughout the week. And what we wanted to do was find a way, how do we keep these things going? Especially when people are stuck at home, not a lot of things to do, kids are out of school. How do we keep those activities up, keep that interest up? And for some people, this is an outlet. This is a way of relieving stress. And right now the world is stressful. So we wanted to do whatever we could to keep things running. So we looked at a lot of different things. And if you run a school, if you have your own dojo, one thing that's really helped me is there's a martial arts business growth Facebook group that you can join. I'll put a link down below. It's been super helpful having a place where people running into the challenges of the business side of things can talk and kind of figure out how to do some of this stuff. So got a lot of inspiration from there. I want to do my part to kind of share some of this back. So I went into it looking at a couple different things. It's like, well, we can do some live streaming. We can do some different stuff like that. We use Kicksite to manage our dojo. We've heard some really good things about Spark and that kind of thing. If you're using Kicksite, tell me about it below, what you like about it. If you're using Spark, tell me about that too, because we've been looking at that and we're kind of really interested in knowing more. But so we know in Kicksite, there's a library where we can share videos to different rank levels. We can have documents shared, that kind of thing. Our backend is through G Suite, Google's suite of programs for email, documents, calendars, cloud storage, all that kind of stuff. Then a lot of people started talking about Zoom for live streaming. We've done different YouTube stuff and Facebook stuff and Instagram stuff, all kinds of different things. My background is in IT, so I've actually set up streaming servers and stuff like that. And so I started looking at the different ways that we could manage keeping this going. When we first got started, things weren't too crazy yet. So we had some people choosing self-isolation. We had, some people with different work schedules and stuff because of this sort of thing, but we still had a large number of people who were coming to the different classes. So when it started to look like this, we reached out. Another tool that we use is Band. One of the students recommended this, and we've been using it for a while now and really like it. Band is kind of a Facebook alternative, and we did that. We do have presence on Facebook, though we don't hit that very hard, and we probably should from a marketing standpoint. But the reason we went to Band is we wanted a way to protect, especially we've got a lot of kids in our program, and we didn't want to just be blasting pictures and stuff out there. It's a crazy world, and that can invite the kind of trouble that we're trying to prevent. So instead, we set up Band, a private place where we could have the same interactions, kind of a rolling stream. People could post pictures and videos. We could send out announcements, that kind of stuff. There's an app on the phone, and we can send out messages, and everybody kind of gets to hear what's going on. We can set polls and create events and do all of that kind of stuff, but privately, so that we're not putting anybody's privacy at risk. So I set up a poll and I said, what do you want to see us do? Do you want to keep going as normal? Is that what you're looking for? Do you want us to start working on contact-free drills, focusing on kata and different things that allow us to maintain the recommended distances and that sort of thing? Even things like, should we hold as many classes outside as we can so we can get fresh air while keeping kind of separated and that sort of thing, so we're not even breathing through recycled air? But lastly, we said, what about digital classes? What do you think of that? Interestingly enough, the polls came back pretty split down the middle. Keep things going as normal. do digital classes. So we decided to use a combination of the above. The outside one kind of made it a little more difficult, so we went with the other three. So we kept classes going normal, though focusing on contact-free drills so that students could work and have a barrier. We're not all getting too close. We're not having to touch each other, especially right before that. We've been working a lot of drills, neck throws, and things where you're literally grabbing each other's face. Very CDC unapproved right now. So we said, okay, let's focus on some different drills. We had some fun kata games and different things that we did, working different technique, and just a lot of different things to try to keep it interesting, keep people having a good time and learning while staying away from the contact. And then our plan was to start live streaming those classes to the people that were self-isolating, trying to maintain distance because of autoimmune things and people in their family and their lives that they're worried about. And we want to respect that, but we want to provide for them. So we thought, okay, we'll run classes like normal, and then we'll stream those so that those people who are at home or choose to be home, and we could even kind of encourage that if that's something that would make you more comfortable, please do it. And they can follow along and kind of see what's going on. As an instructor, I really liked that idea because I hadn't really wrapped my head around talking to a camera. Funny, coming from a guy who talks to a camera at least once a week, but the idea of teaching was different because I'm not used to a regimented material where I just run down the line and go through things. I'm looking at what people need, individualizing the training, and providing direct feedback or even altering the course of the class to take into consideration the things that I'm seeing. So the idea of not having that two-way interaction made that a lot more difficult. Couple that with the fact that we will also do a lot of kind of individualized training inside of the class. So different ranks or different groups or people that need to work on different things may break off and have senior students leading them through things. So, okay, how do I make that happen in a way that is functional? So I definitely had a lot more comfort with the idea of teaching class like normal and just integrating some technology to let other people tap into that, be able to play it back or catch it live, whatever that may be. One of our students and a really good friend also happens to be a teacher, a language teacher, and she gave us some insight from how the school district manages some of that stuff, telling us how they use Google Classroom to do those things. Well, that got me thinking. One, Google's a great platform because most people have a Gmail account and they're really easy to set up. Google Classroom is likely included in our suite of applications provided to our business, and they tend to be pretty straightforward to use. So that was great. We started looking at that. She sat us down and went over kind of how that works, and I really liked the idea of it because we could kick out assignments, we could set up different classrooms for different. And like I said, we have 7 different arts, so we wanted to be able to break that out and send those things out and not have it be chaotic, but then being able to send flashcard quizzes and papers and different kinds of things to kind of add to it, which was something we were actually trying to do anyway as a way to supplement terminology and history and things like that, and kind of get that part integrated. So we started looking at that, and to be honest, that's one of the things that we settled on. We're using it a lot. Now, cue the world and the way things are going, very quickly, in the span of just a few days, our dojo's inside of a gym. So we have a relationship with a local athletic club, and athletic clubs got forced closed. So very rapidly, we had to come up with a new plan. That was difficult, but life is difficult. So we went after it. We started really digging into the Google Classroom thing. We started recording different assignments and started talking about the live stream. We kind of put the live stream on hold as far as a class perspective. So here's what it looked like originally. We started off by setting up the Google Classrooms, one for each art, and some separation if there were like a beginner class and an advanced class, having different classrooms for that so we could issue different homework. One of the things that's really neat about Google Classroom is when you're creating an assignment, you can choose who that goes to. So you can send it to the whole class, or you can send it to individual students or groups of students, though grouping is not a feature that's built in. I wish it was. You could group by rank or something like that. But you can select individual students and send out special assignments to kind of keep the way we're used to doing things, of having certain drills and things being worked on by certain levels of skill, made that nice for us. Our friend that turned us on to Google Classroom offered to start making flashcard quizzes and things like that inside of things like Quizlet. Quizlet is an excellent tool, and so we started using that, and there's some really cool opportunities there from terminology and that kind of thing, and all of this stuff has the ability for people to turn in their homework. You can review it, they can upload videos or documents or slideshows or whatever you want. So far, primarily, we're doing lots of video. We'll put out a drill, something to work on, they can spend time working on it, and then shoot back a video that includes any questions, them walking through and describing what they understand of the drill, and performing the drill. One of the teachers reviews that, gives feedback, or even multiple multiple teachers give feedback. We can do feedback either through comments, or we've sent out individualized videos saying, hey, here's some things you can work on, or this is what I like that I saw, or different things, making it really personal. And I really, really liked that. I can't tell you the joy that I had watching through some of these videos. It changes everything. It was such a different experience. In class, we work to make things very individual, but that's individual in the span of an hour, hour and a half, right? You're taking off these individual moments. It's such a different thing to open up a lesson and look at a video of a student performing that thing by themselves, or even sharing it with their family. We had some people helping share this stuff to their siblings, that kind of stuff, and watching that interaction individually, and then being able to focus specifically on nothing but them, and then provide feedback. And Google Classroom supports rubrics, so we use rubrics to create expectations. Was the assignment completed completely? Did they have good follow-through in this? Were they very clear in what they spoke on? And define those things, and then assign a point score to that. Then be able to kick back that grade, return that to them. We can have private comments back and forth, or commentary in the lesson itself. So really interesting the way the communication changed. So now we've got multiple places of communication. At the beginning, we have band, which is everybody in the school able to talk and see what's going on. Then now we have a stream, they call it in Google Classroom, where people can talk and comment and ask questions at a class level, at an art level. Then there's that same kind of commentary and question base per assignment, where that can have a public discussion with everybody involved at an assignment level. And then lastly, there's a private commentary that you can have with a student specifically about their thing, and they can ask questions, you can provide feedback. It even encourages you to provide feedback as you're returning the grade that you've assigned, or showing that you've accepted that they've turned in that homework. Really awesome opportunities to create this communication. In that classroom stream, or that assignment stream, or wherever, we're able to kick out live stream links. We looked originally at Google Meet because it was also part of the suite, and it kept everything into kind of that Google ecosystem. So if the student signed up with their Google account, they didn't have to go then create a Zoom account and go create a Facebook account and go create all these different things that they've got to juggle, especially if they don't already have them. That worked pretty good. So what we started to do, because I was still trying to figure out how I wanted to tackle teaching in a live environment on a live stream, what I did is at normal class time, I would integrate a live question and answer session after the assignment posted. So, hey, this time today I'll be on, half hour, people can jump on, ask questions, and we can have some feedback and that sort of thing. That worked okay. What I quickly found out is the world's upside down right now. People's lives are changed. People's work schedules are changed. Some people are still working normal. Some people are working more. My job changed because I suddenly was facilitating people needing to be able to do work from home. So it increased some work for us while decreasing others. You still have people working grocery stores and driving trucks and police officers and different things where they haven't changed, or it's changed for the worse in a way. You've got people with reduced hours, and you've got people that are working from home, and then you've got people who are in a less good situation. Maybe they're laid off right now and trying to work with unemployment or different things while they get through it. So everybody's schedule's upside down. Kids aren't in school. There's childcare and things that have to be coordinated because parents have their work schedules to figure out. And so maybe the parents are the students, maybe the kids are the students. Either way, their schedules are completely flipped. So originally, when we wanted to keep classes and post assignments and do different things on our original scheduled time to try to keep some consistency, some normalcy for everybody, it just didn't work because everybody's schedule changed. So that normalcy, it's just not normal right now. It's out the window. So instead, we switched to a model where we started posting assignments in the morning, say 9, 10 a.m. Homework is due to be turned in by midnight. That way they've got all day to go through that. We can still assign those differently. So if we want to assign something that we did it on Tuesday, homework's due on Thursday, we can do stuff like that. That way people had the ability to work flexibly inside their own schedules. I think this was key. We started seeing an uptick in people able to turn in their homework and that sort of thing because they weren't trying to fit these small windows or turning it late and feeling bad because Google Classroom will make sure they know when their homework's late. And so while I was okay with it, it was making them feel bad, and I didn't want that. So we adjusted the schedule and we kind of put the live stream on the back burner. It became really difficult to have these Q&A sessions because everybody's schedule's so different. So that's the direction that we went. So we're posting video assignments. We're posting video assignments that follow up on others. We're posting some basic things, stuff that people wanted reference material for, katas and warm-ups and different kinds of things, even how to tie your belt or that kind of stuff, to provide this material so people have a reference. We're also building a reference library, which is something that we were wanting to do anyway. We can post homework that involves quizzes and questions and ask about Dojo-kun and terminology and different things like that, and integrate some of these parts that maybe don't get as much time spent on in class because you got an hour and a half to work through the physical side of things. So you don't have a lot of time to work through the homework and paperwork side of things. But then I got antsy. I wanted to do more than that. It was hard to kind of squeeze off a little bit of time, shoot a bunch of videos. And don't get me wrong, that worked really well because I could do 3 or 4 different assignments and have those scheduled to move without the week. So that kind of freed up my schedule a little bit. And my schedule's just as upside down as anyone else's. But I was antsy. So this morning I said, hey, who wants to do a live class at 10 o'clock? We had a class that normally happened in a Screama class that normally happens at 10 o'clock. So about 8:30, I posted out in band and said, who's interested in doing that? And got some feedback from people, said, yeah, I'm in, including, and this has been interesting with both the Google Classroom and now the live stream too, is including people who weren't already in that class. It's giving them an opportunity to test out different classes, see what they're like, when maybe it didn't fit their schedule before, or they just didn't know, but now they got some more time and they want to try it out. So we held a live class. I did some quick research. I've seen some pictures floating of people with TVs up or different things with just little boxes of everybody on the screen working together with the instructor, and I was like, okay, that's actually pretty cool, and I could see maybe some benefit there. Did some quick research on Google Meet, found out there's a max of 4. You can do it, but 4 people, including the presenter, is it. Otherwise, you got to go through this kind of rolling thing where it's just rolling through whoever's talking. Immediately determined that was not going to work for me. So I had set up a Zoom account. I hadn't used it yet. I jumped in, researched real quick, found out that's what people were using to do that, and I set it up. I shot out a quick link. I got that ahead of time so people had time to join the class. Do that. That's helpful. If you say, hey, jump in at 9 o'clock and you post the link at 9 o'clock, people need time to download the app if they don't have it yet or different things. So post it early. Zoom has a free account that has a 40-minute limit. So I said, okay, well, we'll start by just reducing the class to 40 minutes and see how this goes before we jump into paying for it and see what this works with. Coincidentally, when we did run it, it popped up, said Zoom's got a gift for you. We're going to extend your 40-minute limit. I think because of the way everybody's using all this stuff, which was really, really cool and really gracious of them. At the end of the video, it even offered to do it again if we scheduled another classroom meeting right then at that moment, and got that scheduled and on the books for the future. So I did. I jumped on it because right now, why not, right? The economy is just as upside down as our schedules, so paying attention to costs is important too. And with everybody's schedule upside down, I figured 40 minutes was still probably a good time frame. It's just a little less than a normal class. And especially if you posted a homework assignment or something that said, hey, get warmed up, we're going to jump straight into class, you could easily make that work without having to jump into a paid system and add that extra expense while the economy is, we don't know what it looks like. So you got to pay attention to that stuff. We don't need dojos closing because they went out and spent a ton of money trying to get ready to do this stuff, and then just had no way of keeping it going and getting closed down. We want to see these places keep going. So that works great. Set up a free account, try it. Can I tell you, I absolutely loved it. I had such a good time. All of my fears about being able to do that and feel awkward and stand in front of the camera and try to figure out how I'm going to put a whole class together with people completely melted away as soon as we started. A laptop, I literally went in my backyard, I threw a laptop on a TV tray, I threw some AirPods in, but you could do other stuff. I just happened to have those, so I used that for my mic and my hearing, so that because I was outside, and it worked awesome. People started popping up on the screen, and then as we started working, we go through our ceremony and all that stuff. I can hear people going. I can look up, and I would maybe do a drill that we're counting out, and then I would say, okay, I'm going to look, and I'd keep counting, and I go look, and I can see everybody working through it and give that feedback, that one-on-one feedback. Hey, I need you to do this, or hey, this looks really good, or you guys keep going because I know you've done this drill before. I'm going to start focusing and giving some extra information over here. It worked so good, and it got me so excited. It was so energizing to get out there and do a class and get that feedback and see everybody again, because we just haven't seen each other in a while, and let's face it, that's a positive part of our day. Really, really cool. It was able to record. The Zoom has a built-in feature to record. Google Meet does too. Google Meet was pretty slick because it would actually drop it straight into Google Drive, which then you could share it back out into Google Classroom. Zoom's two-step. It was recording to my laptop. That file converted, and I'm able to go ahead and throw that into Google Drive and still share it out so people can watch it if they missed the live stream, or even share it out. I plan on sending it to my instructor to go, hey, check this out. Here's how this went. This is really cool. Super awesome. I mean, game changer. I got my energy level so back up. I've been so stressed and so trying to figure out everything from work to school to all of this stuff, right? Such a positive thing, and got so much energy back from doing that little class. I'm literally out in my backyard, and we had so much fun. I did. It seemed like they did too. Such a cool thing. And so right now we've got people kicking in comments and talking about how this week is gone, because this is kind of the week that we've been rolling this stuff out. So now we're starting to draw in feedback, but it's working really, really well. People are engaged, having a good time, but people also don't feel pressured if things are upside down for them and they need to go do something else. They don't feel pressured to, well, you haven't been in class, blah, blah, blah. We're not pressuring people because it's chaotic right now. We hope to create an outlet and allow people to have that thing that lets them relieve stress, but we're certainly not going to put pressure on people. There's so much pressure in the world right now anyway. So that's it. That's what we did. We set up, we use Band for our own social media set up inside of there. You could do it with a Facebook group or something like that, so that you could still retain that privacy. But Band works really, really good for us because it's not just a group that's there. There's less distraction. We've got an app that literally when you open that app, that's what it's there for. Though I think some people do have different bands maybe. We've got a couple different ones. One's for instructors, one's for students, that sort of thing. But without the distraction of Facebook, because we're not on Facebook. So that's helpful too. Then from there, we've got Kicksite, which still manages all of our internal dojo business related stuff, all of our attendance or students' contact information, invoicing, all of that kind of thing. We can still post videos and documents in there too, but right now Google Classroom is the main thing that we're using to send out assignments and give people video and have that back and forth as a student to teacher relationship. And now Zoom, I'm sold. I heard everybody talking about it. I saw people talking about different options, Amazon Chime and Google Hangouts and all this stuff. I'm sold on Zoom. This is not a promotion, paid promotion or anything like that. That'd be cool. Zoom, if you want to, that's awesome. But no, it's not. I used it and I just absolutely loved it. So Google Classroom, Zoom, Band, these are the things we're doing. They're working super great. If you've got questions, hit them down because I know people are still trying to figure this out and I'm more than happy to help in any way that I can. And if you've got suggestions, if you're like, hey, I heard you talking about that, but I think, have you thought about this? Or there's different ways that we've done this. Do it. Let me know. And let's keep sharing these ideas. One thing I plan on doing is keeping some of these features alive even after we get back to where we've got physical classes again. Some of the stuff like the quizzes and terminology, there's no reason not to keep that going and have a great way to do assignments and different stuff. I'm going to keep it. And we're going to have this hybrid thing. So it's allowing us to really build up some of that reference material we've been meaning to. Really, really good. So that's it. I hope that was helpful. I hope you're safe. I hope that you're well and that things are going okay for you. I hope that your training's still good. And hopefully this gives you some ideas of how you can keep that training going. I know people are opening this stuff up for places. Maybe you used to live somewhere that had a school and now you're able to train at that school again because they're doing stuff like this. Super cool. That's it. If you liked today's video, make sure to hit that like, help out the channel, share this video around. If you want to hit that subscribe, hit that right here. Playlist of these Ken Learns Kenfu right here. And then down here, I've got some different videos that you might be interested in. That's it for now. I'll catch you in the next one.